The word Vayikra is an unbelievable, beautiful word. It's the first word that a child and that we should be introduced to before we even begin to think about God and God talking to us and us listening to God and what he has to say to us. And that is Vayikra, which means, we'll cut to the chase, I love you. I care about you. You matter to me. You are the most important thing in the world. You are the most important thing in my world. All of this is included in this one word, Vayikra. We are taught that the angels, when they speak to each other, they use the same word, Vayikra. Now let's appreciate why we learn this lesson from angels. Angels live in heaven. Now, heaven is a really English translation for what we call a place, spiritual realms, spiritual worlds, where the divine energy is revealed. And the existence and the reality of divinity, of the divine, God, godliness, is revealed and felt to a degree that there is no question. It's impossible to question a reality that you are a part of and that encompasses you. It's impossible to deny that. So every angel in heaven knows that there's a God. They don't have to be taught that there's a God. They don't have to be explained. It's like, I know I am here with my body. I know my body. I don't have to be explained. You have to take me to a class to understand that this is my hand and I'm touching it. It's so simple. Well, in heaven, that's how simple it is to understand that God is there and God is real. So what's an angel that we should learn from him something? An angel is an extension of God. That's what they are. They do God's bidding, and God created them as extensions of him, so to speak, in order to do what he wants done in the world. That's one interpretation and one understanding of an angel. So angels being in heaven and understanding exactly who and what they are and knowing what God is, understand that the proper way to speak to each other with care, concern, with respect, that's how the angels acknowledge each other. And there's no strife, there's no quarreling, there's no fighting, there's peace, love, and unity in heaven. In fact, we say it at the end of the famous Shemona Esrei prayer. We say that God who makes peace in heaven will make peace, help us make peace and make peace here on earth. So what does it mean that God makes peace in heaven? God makes peace in heaven because God's in heaven, and therefore peace is made automatically. And that's why the angels are at peace with themselves and with one another. And they call to each other with the same word, Vayikra. I love you. I care about you. You matter to me. You're important. Respect. Why? Because if they're all extensions of God, then they all deserve the utmost respect from each other. And that's the secret of the word of Vayikra. And now we can understand. Hashem says to Moshe, Moshe, when you write the Torah, the first word that we have to come across as children is Vayikra. We have to know from the angels in heaven that are clear about who I am and what they are, speak to each other with Vayikra, and therefore I'm speaking to you with the word Vayikra because that's what you are to me and that's what I have to be to you. We must have a bond of love, care, concern, respect, and we have to matter to each other. And so even though Moshe didn't want to write the word, in the end of the day, Hashem said, you must write the same word, but we'll write the word small instead of big. And that points out the discussion between God and Moshe about whether we should write the word Vayikra or not. Because Moshe, being humble, said, I don't want to write the word Vayikra because I don't want to get all this attention that people should look at me as I'm so great and so important and so beloved, because humility runs away from that. And Moshe wanted to reject that. But God said, it's too important. It's too important to leave that out right now because that is the foundation of our connection together. Your humility is important as the giver of my Torah, the giver of a piece of me, a part of me, my wisdom and my will to my people and to the world. It's so important that you're humble and a vessel to give what I'm giving you to them without interfering, without getting in the way. But at the same time, it's so important for them to know that I cared about you and how much you matter to me and how important you are. Because with this setup, you'll know exactly how much the Jewish people and ultimately all people that come to you for wisdom and guidance should matter to you, that you should care about them, and that you have to make a connection that's founded on love, not just information that we pass on to each other. You weren't a mailman for me to deliver a message to my people, and they're not a mailman for you to give over Torah to. They can just give it over to the next person. When I give information to you, it's because you matter. You're not a mailman. And when you give it to them, and they give it to their children and children's children, and when ultimately my message spread out to the whole world, that it's my world and everyone in it I want, and everyone in it matters. I don't create anything that doesn't matter. And that world recognition and unity of love, care, concern, importance, and respect is what's going to be one day. And this all begins with the little Aleph that's in the word Vayikra. Let's get to the main point I wanted to share with you today. And this is what really blew me away. The Aleph of Vayikra, first of all, represents love because Aleph is one, and the word one in Hebrew, echad, equals 13. And so what we have here is an Aleph that represents one, which represents 13, and 13 in Hebrew is Ahava, which means love.